It is an eternal island of legend. A place of unimaginable beauty.
That's right, guys. Today we're talking about Amazon Game Studios and the Bloomberg report from Jason Schreier and Priya Anand, or however you pronounce that. My bad. Sorry to murder your name. Let's get into it. Now before we get into this, don't forget to give me the finger. Like button. And subscribe for future Axial GT content. I do a mix of game news and reviews. With that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, we all know that Amazon Game Studios has issues. They have actually not produced a game that left any kind of mark on the industry. They released Grand Tour, which admittedly the controls sucked, and was eventually delisted. And some of you might even remember Crucible, which I believe was actually rushed to launch to compete with Valorant. But it actually was eventually canceled too. Then we have Amazon's New World, which I've done many videos about, I think 10 or 11, and I was actually excited for, and still am to a certain degree. But with its multiple delays, and the little event they had to let everybody play the game, I did come to realize that it's actually more of a casual game instead of a hardcore MMO. Casual players will find it enjoyable, because there's plenty to do, because you're not doing it all at once. But hardcore players are going to have real issues, so they delayed the game again. Now they did have a few other games that never even saw the light of day, like the footage here from GameSpot of Breakaway. They also had a game called Nova and Intensity that were all canceled. So obviously it's no surprise that Amazon Game Studios doesn't actually really know what they're doing. That's obvious to most of us. Which brings us to the Bloomberg report talking about the dysfunction at Amazon Game Studios. Now, full disclosure, I've never really been a fan of Jason Schreier, but every now and then he does come up with a good article or two, which just kind of goes to show you that sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then. The reporting is based off interviews of more than 30 current and former Amazon employees, and it does kind of highlight how it doesn't really matter how much money you throw at something, it doesn't make it good, and it does show how executives tend to really not listen to their employees and put up roadblocks to stop employees from actually doing their job. One of the mandates that executives had was to use the proprietary engine known as Lumberyard, which is actually based off Crytek's Cry engine, known for the Crysis games, and many others. But after Amazon got a hold of it, they added so much crap to it, it made it so it's not really worth using. But thankfully, the vice president of Amazon Game Studios, Christopher Hartman, eased the mandate to force everyone to use Lumberyard. Now this man here, Michael Frazzini, has never made a video game before, and according to the article, has problems understanding the basic understanding of video games, and even the differentiation between gameplay and concept footage, which actually isn't very promising, but isn't out of the ordinary in the CEO gameplay space. Many company CEOs have this problem, so that's really nothing new. How they get these positions is way beyond me. Now the article does go on to mention bro culture at Amazon Game Studios, but I'm going to skip over that. I've always found that winds up being a he said she said thing. So until there's actual proof, I don't really want to spread vicious rumors about something that we don't know really happens or not. But one of the things the article does mention is Twitch, and does state that Twitch is one of the only things that Amazon has really done right in the gaming world. And yes, Twitch is popular, but not for the reasons that it was originally intended. You see, when Twitch first came out, it was an interesting concept. I actually liked watching, because it was actually about video games. And I was always interested to see what people were playing and what gameplay was like on the newest games. But then it became overrun by people just talking. And words that I can't use here, like this one here, it's overrun by them, which I think is actually kind of funny, which by all means, more power to them. And they also coined the term simp, which, another word I'm not supposed to say, but it's true. And Twitch is also popular for all the controversies it caused. Everybody remembers Dear Girl. From their safety committee, they wound up being a big joke. The only time I've actually watched Twitch in the last 2 years is when Valorant was coming out, and they decided to release beta keys for it. So I sat there and watched the streams in case I got a key. Then guess what? After I got my key, that was the end of my time on Twitch. Which does make me feel kind of bad for the streams that I had watched, because I was only there for the key. But so be it. But if a measure of success is how much money something draws in, yes, Twitch makes a boatload of money for Amazon. Sorry, I did get a little off topic. But now back to Amazon Game Studios and their next upcoming game, New World, the one that has been delayed multiple times. It is supposed to release in the spring. Now, before it was delayed, I've actually purchased 11 copies of New World, one for myself and 10 to give away. And I still plan on doing a giveaway once it's released. And while I may be optimistic that the game will actually turn out well, I do have my reservations, given the past history of Amazon Game Studios. Now, Upper Echelon Gamers and I plan on doing a few collaborations once New World releases, so you might want to subscribe to stay tuned for that. Now, the Bloomberg report did cause quite an uproar, and did get a response from Amazon themselves due to the fact it highlighted Amazon Game Studios' internal turmoil and shortcomings. Amazon's next CEO, Andy Jassy, says he's still committed to making video games, and is quoted in an email as saying, "Some businesses take off the first year, others take many years. Though we haven't had consistent success yet in AGS, I believe we will if we hang in there." Now, for those of you who don't know, Andy Jassy has taken over for Jeff Bezos this summer as Amazon's new CEO, because how much money does a person really need? Because Jeff Bezos has more money than most small countries combined. Now, the creation of Amazon Game Studios came from the top, Jeff Bezos himself, in 2012, and they've spent billions of dollars and have nothing to show for it. Every game they have produced has either flopped or been canceled. So when Andy Jassy says, sometimes you have success right away, and sometimes it takes years, that's just corporate speak, because they literally have nothing to show for it. Now, am I optimistic? Yes, I am. I actually hope that New World really takes off. And it does have a chance if they learn to listen to their players' feedback. The game developers know how to make a game, and gamers know what they want to play. Now, AGS has all the resources they need, only if they implement them correctly. So here's to hoping that Andy Jassy can actually turn things around at AGS. And here's also to hoping that New World actually has some success. I enjoyed playing the game, but I actually played it as a casual player last time I played. And I do miss playing the game. But will New World succeed? Only time will tell. But I'm actually very hopeful. So what do you guys think? Can Jassy turn this ship around? Can AGS actually produce a game that doesn't flop or get canceled? Or tell me what you think about New World. Have you been interested in the game? Put it all in the comments below. I read all of them. And don't forget, if you liked the video, to give me the finger or the like button and subscribe for future Axial GT content. I really appreciate you watching. And until next time, I am out of here. You all have a good one.